Fortnite has changed the video game landscape ever since the Battle Royale mode took off. Ever since then, they had almost every collab you can think of. And the Battle Pass system changed the way companies monetize gaming forever. It seems Fortnite can pretty much do anything, but they have yet to do a movie. The Super Mario Bros. Movie set a new standard for video game movies. So if Epic Games were to do a Fortnite movie, how would it look like? Before we start, let's get some things out the way. This is a fictional film and is not connected to the current Fortnite lore. So before you start breaking your back over something not being lore friendly, I gave you a fair warning. So with that, let's get into it. Across all the different map iterations, our fictional film will take place during Chapter 1 Season 9. That's one of my favorite seasons, and the locations are well known by the community, so it would be easy to follow. Every year or season, the island has a Battle Royale tournament. Competitors from all over come in via Rift to compete until only one gets a Victory Royale and becomes the Battle Royale champion. The main character of our fictional film isn't going to be Jonesy, it's not Ramirez either, or any of the other default skins. Our story revolves around a young Midas who, growing up, always waited for his opportunity to compete. But once he competes, he starts to figure out maybe not everything is what it seems on the Battle Royale island. The first act will follow Midas' obsession with the competition. Growing up, a young Midas had posters on his wall, displaying the past champions he idolized. He had dreams of becoming a champion and craved the eternal legacy that came with it. He would spend his free time practicing his building and preparing for every scenario. Because once you get eliminated in the competition, you must wait until next season to compete again. In our fictional film, the concept of elimination in the Battle Royale doesn't result in death. Once you get eliminated, you simply get rifted out of the competition. The tournament can last multiple days, even a few weeks, sometimes more, depending how many players have been eliminated. Players have to be prepared in using their materials wisely and being prepared to camp out in certain biomes, so planning for different weather is important. Once the remaining competitor wins the competition, they are rifted into a Hall of Champions, where they will forever be immortalized, and future players will be able to see their stats and recount their glory. During the first act, we'll see Midas training like his life depends on it. He simulates build battles in simulators, studies the best POI drop spots from past champions, and studies their build patterns, and the science behind how they won, and the mentality that went into winning. During the second act is when the competition begins. 100 competitors drop in from the iconic battle bus and the Battle Royale gets underway. Midas knows not to make the mistake and land hot in Neo Tilted, so he decides to play it safe and land nearby in Salty Springs. He knows that if he needs to make a quick escape, he can use the slipstream and easily rotate to Mega Mall or Fatal Fields if need be. Midas gathers plenty of mats straight off the bat and picks up a nearby silenced pistol. A few competitors landed in, and Midas, using his keen aim, took them out before they could even land. After opening a few more chests, Midas' inventory was looking decent with his favorite drum gun, a combat shotgun, a couple minis, and a few impulse grenades. He was ready to make his way towards Mega Mall. Midas arrived at Mega Mall as soon as the first storm closed. During this time, about 48 people were left on the map. He noticed how eerily quiet this POI was as soon as he got there. It's usually filled with many players running around. As soon as Midas entered the mall, he noticed a Peely sitting upright against a wall. He appeared to be wounded. Midas' instinct told him not to eliminate him just yet, but as he approached him, he kept his guard up. Peely told Midas that something is wrong with the competition. Something terrible is happening. But before he could say another word, an unknown sniper from a building across the street eliminated Peely. Midas quickly built a wall and stair to protect himself. He peeked out and saw that the mysterious sniper was a hitman skin, and saw him get into a slipstream and flew away. Midas gathered some more loot and started making his way towards Paradise Palms. About halfway there, the sun was starting to set, so he decided to set up camp for the night. It was a really dark night, and the only light that came was from Midas' campfire and the shining stars in the sky. Suddenly, noises started coming out from a nearby bush. Midas quickly grabbed his combat shotgun, and out of the bushes emerged 3 hitman skins, all pointing their assault rifles at Midas in unison. Midas quickly full-boxed himself in as the hitmen fired shots off. Midas then built stairs to get height advantage, and one by one he picked off the hitmen. He started thinking to himself that Peely was maybe talking about a teaming problem going on in this year's competition, but not knowing, actually the problem is much bigger. He eliminated a few more players during the night, and before he knew it, the big scoreboard in the sky displayed a total of 23 players left in what appeared to be one of the final storms closing near Polar Peak. As Midas was making his way towards Polar Peak, he noticed the scoreboard in the sky displaying 23 players left suddenly flipped to 25 players left. Then suddenly, a rift in the sky opened, and he could see 2 players gliding towards Dusty Divot. Now, Midas is someone who takes his competition very serious, so he didn't like that it seemed that those players earlier were teaming, and he definitely doesn't like that it seems like 2 players are trying to cheat their way back into the battle. He tightens up his loot and hops in a slipstream towards Dusty. It's been about 3 days since the Battle Royale started. Midas lands in Dusty Divot as the night sky shines at the dense forest within the divot. It seems to be too quiet for Midas's liking, but he could spot a lonely campfire in the distance. As he sneaks closer and closer, he spots a raptor skin and an elite agent skin enjoying a shield potion by the campfire. Midas mistakenly stepped on a branch and made noise. Raptor and elite agent quickly put out the campfire and brought out both their rocket launchers ready to blow up anything and everything, maybe including themselves. Midas confronts them about making their way back into the competition, and they explain to him the competition is rigged, and they found the way back in to try and stop the ones harming the competition. Raptor and elite agent explain to Midas that the owners of the Battle Royale secretly sent in a team of hitmen skins to quietly eliminate any good players, because the owners of the competition have one of their own competitors in the battle that they want to help win. They send him in every year, and every year he comes up short. So this year, they want him to achieve Victory Royale at any cost. They reveal to Midas that the imposter competitor is a Reflex skin, and he's hiding out somewhere near Polar Peak, waiting for the remaining good players to be eliminated by the Hitman squad, so that he could come out and achieve victory by eliminating the remaining players. The team makes their way to Happy Hamlet, which is right next to Polar Peak in case you didn't know, and numerous box fights are happening. By this time, there's 12 players left, and the fights are getting insane. Midas spots a mysterious lonely shack near Polar Peak. As soon as he approaches it, a lone gunman hitman skin pops out and starts firing off. Midas took a few shots, but luckily was able to eliminate him with an SMG. Midas entered the shack and noticed stairs that led underground. Once down there, to his surprise, the tunnels were expansive, and eventually came across what appeared to be a living space, and he discovered on the couch a sleeping Reflex skin. Once Reflex heard Midas's footsteps, he sprung up and frantically grabbed his pistol and aimed it at him. Midas immediately pulled out his drum gun and was ready for anything. Midas confronted him and threatened to expose him to the rest of the world unless Reflex dropped out of the competition. Reflex refuses and sends his hitman for a 4v1 box fight against Midas. Reflex finds a way out and escapes. Midas survives the box fight and comes out with 20 HP left. By this time, there's only 3 players left. Midas sees Reflex in a box fight near Polar Peak. The final circle is about to close. Reflex eliminates a 3rd player, and now it's a 1v1. Midas knows he doesn't have a chance with only 20 HP. He does his best to stay hidden and find some heals, but Reflex wastes no time and fires off rockets in Midas's direction. Midas is out of mats and sadly gets eliminated. The Victory Royale goes to Reflex, who rigged the game from the start. Midas is struck with massive disappointment, knowing he trained the hardest but lost to someone who rigged everything in his favor. This causes Midas to promise himself to one day expose the corruption and fight harder next season. Thanks for watching.